Can I get one little thing off my chest, Chris?
Absolutely.
And I should be saving my voice, but um, I I get it, man. If you're a Magic fan, it's hard to be a fan right now. Chris, would you agree? I mean, it's hard
Yes.
because of all the things that is going on right now with Jamal Mosley, the blowouts and everything. And the bigger picture is it's another wasted season. Okay, so I get that. I really do. And I acknowledged a while ago that the landscape of the media in covering local teams has changed significantly over the years. And what I mean by that is in consolidation, in the fact that newspapers have cut staff, radio has cut staff, and there's a new age media of those that do a podcast or blog. So if you go back years ago, and what I think it was last week when I was at that Orlando Sentinel event on the Past, Present, Future Sports, and Brian Schmitz was there, and George Diaz was there, and Bianchi was there, and Steve Hogan, and Jason Siegel, and myself, and I was honored they asked me to be a part of it. But for years, when the Orlando Sentinel covered the Orlando Magic, there was a beat reporter for the team that covered the team every day, going back to Barry Cooper and Tim Povtak, and then Brian Schmitz. And over the years, that's gone through a number of people. Right now, it's Jason Beatty, and Jason does a very good job traveling with the team most of the time and covers the team. Mike Bianchi is the columnist for the Sentinel in Sports, and Mike writes about a lot of things, and once in a while he'll write about the Magic. But for years, the Magic had multiple, the Sentinel rather had multiple people covering the team. And for a period of time, for example, if Tim Povtak, who was also at that event, Tim was the beat reporter. Brian Schmitz was a reporter who also wrote a lot of columns about the Magic. And back then also there was sports departments in our local TV stations, which then was 2, 6, and 9 before 35 came along, and then 35. And they each had multiple people in the sports department. And the sports at 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock, we get 3, 4, sometimes 5 minutes. That's changed, man. It's changed. This format's changed. Okay. This station has resources that allow us to do some things and not do other things. So I was reading Mike's column the other day that he wrote about the Magic, and he said, you know, in his view, you could fire the players, but you got to fire Jamal Mosley because that's just the way it is. And then I get it. Social media is a place that you go to find people that agree with you, makes you feel better about yourself, and you can always find hatred on there. But I came across this trail of comments of people that were basically trashing Mike, and to a degree ripping me, ripping Brandon, ripping the station about our lack of coverage, how the Sentinel's this, the Sentinel's that, and everything. And you know what? You've got that platform to do it. And believe me, years ago, I learned that it doesn't really bother me. But when you say that the sports media of Orlando sucks in its coverage of the Magic, who the hell are you talking to? And I'm not saying like are yelling at me. Just who are you screaming at? Who are you screaming at? Jason Beatty? Who are you screaming at? The few hardworking people on the TV side that are there to cover home games? Because me, I don't go cover the team as a reporter much at all because of my schedule. Okay, so who are you ripping? And by the way, do you really think that if Mike Bianchi wrote a column that said Jamal Mosley should be fired, that the DeVos family fires him? Like, if you think that's the problem, that the media doesn't call out the Magic enough, get a clue, man. Go back and do another one of your podcasts that 6 people listen to, okay? Or go in your circle of friends on social media and have fun with that. That's not why the Magic are losing. That's not why Jamal Mosley's likely going to be fired. It's not why Paddle's going to figure out what he wants to be and who the Magic hire and so forth. Mike can write a column every single day about firing the basketball team's coach, and it doesn't mean that they're going to get fired. You want the media to hold them accountable to what degree? What? You want to sit there and ask Paolo, hey, you really stink lately. Like you think that changes stuff? The ultimate accountability is you as a consumer either supporting the team or not supporting the team, period. And when that building starts to see 2/3 capacity and half capacity, that's speaking volumes more than a jackass like me or somebody that does a podcast that says Jamal Mosley should be fired. Listen, that to some degree is fun for sports fans, for people that do podcasts, that write blogs, that do shows like this. And you know what it's called? It's called content. It's called content. It doesn't resonate with the front office to go, well, Marc Daniels said this, or Mike Bianchi wrote that, or the guy that does this podcast says this, so therefore we have to act. If you think that's how sports teams on a professional level and collegiate level respond, then you don't have a clue. You really have no clue. Every day when I come to do this thing in whatever form it is, even without a voice, I'm realistic as to what our objective is. It's to inform and entertain. You may not like what I say. You may like what I say. You may laugh at attempted jokes. You may think it's stupid. And that's what we do. That's it. Anybody that wants to make it out to be bigger, then you don't have a sense of reality. Your podcast or your column or your blog or my opinion doesn't lead to the firing of somebody. It stirs a pot and it generates reaction among people that are obsessed with clicks and likes. Okay, so I guess in a way I'm defending my good friend Mike Bianchi, who doesn't need any defense. Believe me, Mike's got thicker skin than me when it comes to the criticism. But calling the Orlando Magic media out, get a life, man. Seriously. Years ago, when there was 15, 20 people to cover the team on a somewhat regular basis, it was a different media. It's a different world right now, man. It's a different world. And you can go to the press conference every single game if you had access to and have a set of what, and you know what? You won't. You know why? Because at the end of the day, we're still kind of human with a heart. And to sit there and go, well, Jamal, don't you think you should be fired? Oh, that would make you the tough guy. And that would make the Magic fire him? It's not how it happens, man. It's not how it happens. Those of us in this business that think they have the power to wield such an opinion that leads to such change are very few and have a different sense of what reality is, man. You could rip the Magic every single day on whatever platform you want. It doesn't mean the DeVos family is going to go, hey, so-and-so said this, therefore we'll make a decision. If they don't make those decisions, that's impacting their business, and that's on them. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think the Magic fan base in the last whatever number of years or whatever the hell this has been, and the multiple rebuilds and all the injuries and so forth, has been incredible. I think the support that they've given to that basketball team is more than that team deserves. I truly believe it, even in the next home game. And by the way, a Magic fan had every right to boo like they did last game because you're paying a lot of money to go see a product that should be better. And it's up to management to figure out if they don't make it better, then they're going to lose the hard-paying customers that go there. And you don't have to buy a ticket to support the basketball team either. But ripping what you think the media's role should be in 2026, get out of here.